Lunch break. Proverbs 21. The sovereign's heart is as channels of water in the hand of Jehovah. He turns it wherever he wishes. All a man's ways are right in his own eyes, but Jehovah weighs the hearts. To do righteousness and right ruling is more acceptable to Jehovah than a slaughtering. A haughty look, a proud heart, the lamp of the wrong are sin. The plans of the hard worker lead only to plenty, but all rash haste only to poverty. Gaining treasures by a lying tongue is a fleeting vapor heading for death. The spoil of the wrong catches them because they refuse to do right ruling. The way of a guilty man is perverse, but as for the innocent, his work is right. It is better to dwell in a corner of a roof than in a house shared with a contentious woman. The desire of the wrong is set upon evil. His neighbor finds no favor in his eyes. When the scoffer is punished, the simple is made wise. But when the wise is instructed, he receives knowledge. The righteous one understands the house of the wrong. He overthrows the wrong for their evil. Whoever shuts his ears to the cry of the poor, let him also cry and not be heard. A gift in secret subdues displeasure, and a bribe in the bosom strong wrath. To do right ruling is joy to the righteous, but ruin to the workers of wickedness. A man who strays from the way of understanding rests in the assembly of the dead. He who loves pleasure is a poor man. He who loves wine and oil does not become rich. The wrong is a ransom for the righteous, and the treacherous for the straight. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and vexed woman. Desirable treasure and oil are in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man swallows it up. He who pursues righteousness and loving commitment finds life, righteousness, and esteem. A wise one scales the city of the mighty and brings down the trusted stronghold. Whoever guards his mouth and tongue guards his life from distresses. Proud, haughty, scoffer is his name. He acts with arrogant pride. The desire of the lazy man slays him, for his hands refused to work. He covets greedily all day long, but the righteous gives and does not withhold. The slaughtering of the wrong is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with wickedness? A false witness perishes, but the man who obeys speaks forever. A wrong man hardens his face, but as for the straight, he establishes his way. There is no wisdom or understanding or counsel against Jehovah. The horse is prepared for the day of battle, but the deliverance is of Jehovah. A good name is preferable to great riches. Favor is better than silver and gold. The rich and the poor meet together. Jehovah is the maker of them all. A clever one foresees evil and hides himself, but the simple go on and are punished. The reward of humility is the fear of Jehovah, riches and esteem and life. Thorns, snares are in the way of the perverse. He who guards his life keeps far away from them. Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he turns not away from it. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. He who sows unrighteousness reaps trouble, and the rod of his wrath perishes. He who has a good eye is blessed, for he gives of his bread to the poor. Cast out the scoffer, and strife goes out, and contention and shame cease. He who loves cleanness of heart, whose speech is pleasant, a sovereign is his friend. The eyes of Jehovah shall watch over knowledge, but he overthrows the word of the treacherous. The lazy one says, "There is a lion outside. I'm going to be murdered in the streets." The mouth of a strange woman is a deep pit. The one denounced by Jehovah falls in there. Folly is bound up in the heart of a child. The rod of discipline drives it far from him. One oppresses the poor to increase his wealth. Another gives to the rich only to come to poverty. Incline your ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply your heart to my knowledge, for they are pleasant if you guard them within you. Let all them be ready on your lips, that your trust might be in Jehovah. I caused you to know today, even you. Have I not previously written to you of counsels and knowledge, to cause you to know the certainty of the words of truth, to return words of truth to those who send to you? Do not rob the poor because he is poor, and oppress not the afflicted at the gate. For Jehovah pleads their cause, and shall plunder those who plunder them. Make no friendship with one given to wrath, and do not go with a man of rage, lest you learn his ways, and find yourself ensnared. Do not be one of those who shakes hands in a pledge, one of those who are guarantors for debts. If you do not have the means to pay, why should he take away your bed from under you? Do not move the ancient boundary which your fathers have set. Do you see a man who is skilled in his work? He does stand before sovereigns. He does not stand before obscure ones. When you sit down to eat with a ruler, look well what is before you, and put a knife to your throat. If you are a man given to appetite, do not despise his delicacies, for that food is deceptive. Do not labor to be rich. Cease from your own understanding. Do you set your eyes on that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away like an eagle to the heavens. Do not eat the bread of one having an evil eye, nor desire his delicacies. For as he reckons in his life, so is he. Eat and drink, he says to you, but his heart is not with you. You vomit the peace you have eaten, and lose your sweet words. Do not speak in the ears of a fool, for he treads on the wisdom of your words. Do not move the ancient boundary, and do not enter the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is strong. He shall plead their cause against you. Bring your heart to discipline, and your ears to words of knowledge. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you strike him with a rod, he does not die. Strike him with a rod, and deliver his being from Sheol. My son, if your heart shall be wise, my heart rejoices, even I, and my kidneys exult when your lips speak what is straight. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but be in fear of Jehovah all day long. For certain there is a hereafter, and let your expectancy not be cut off. Hear, my son, and be wise, and guard your heart in the way. Be not among heavy drinkers of wine, or with gluttonous eaters of meat, for the drunkard and the glutton become poor, and slumber puts rags on a man. Listen to your father who brought you forth, and do not despise your mother when she is old. Buy the truth and do not sell it, wisdom and discipline and understanding. The father of the righteous greatly rejoices, and he who brings forth a wise one delights in him. Let your father and your mother rejoice, and let her who bore you exult. My son, give me your heart, and let your eyes watch my ways. For a whore is a deep pit, and a strange woman is a narrow well. She too lies in wait as for a prey, and increases the treacherous among men. Woe, or who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has contentions? Who has complaints? Who feels hurt without cause? Who has redness of eyes? Those staying long at the wine, those going in to search out mixed wine. Do not look on the wine when it is red, when it gives its color in the cup as it flows smoothly. In the end it bites like a snake and stings like an adder. Your eyes look on strange women, and your heart speaks perversities. And you shall be as one lying down in the midst of the sea, and as one lying at the top of the mast, saying, They struck me, I was not sick. They beat me, I did not know. When shall I wake up? Let me seek it again.